Sure, I can say my name.
Okay.
My name is Zoe Osborne. I am a third-degree black belt in Taekwondo. I'll be a fourth degree in a month.
Zoe has participated in Taekwondo for about 13 years, and it has become a very important part of her life.
I think it might sound dramatic to say this, but I truly think that it changed my life and is a massive part of who I am. I don't think I would be the same person or be where I am today if it wasn't for Taekwondo.
Zoe first started Taekwondo because of her mother, who has competed in the sport for many years.
Well, my mom's definitely the one who got me into it. Otherwise, I probably would have never known that it existed. My mom would bring me around to like practices and stuff, and then I would kind of like go here and there when I was young.
Her mom had a tremendous influence on her when she first started competing.
Oh, I love my mom. My mom is my coach and my master. So she got into it when she was probably 13 or 14. Once she got into it, she stuck with it and she ended up living at the Olympic Training Center for it. So she lived there for 2 or 3 years. She competed around the world. She made the junior national team. And so she was doing a lot of that. And then she's the one that kind of got me started into that world. And then still to this day, she still coaches me. So I love that. I get to do that with my mom. It's pretty special.
There is a special bond between master and student. This bond is extra special for Zoe and her mom.
My mom is the one who taught me everything that I know. She's the one you can like trace your lineage back to like who gave you your black belt. And then she also gets to like coach me and teach me stuff for like instructing and things like that.
Zoe and her mom are incredibly similar, especially when it comes to their matching black belt rings.
She always told me that, like getting your black belt is a really big deal. It comes with a lot of like responsibility and it's like something you should be really proud of. So she wanted to get me a gift that kind of like commemorated that. And so she got me that ring that matches hers. So she has one that looks very similar, and then she got me one that is basically the same. It's a little bit bigger, but they kind of look like Super Bowl rings, which is kind of like a fun aspect to it. But it's something that my mom and I both like have together. So it's kind of like something we share in common. And then every belt testing, so when we test the color belts to their next belt or someone to black belt, my mom and I both wear our rings. So it's kind of signifying like not a status, but sort of like, that achievement that you're a black belt and it's something special we, all get to share together. And then ever since she got me that ring, every time I test for my next black belt, she gets me a gift. So for the ring, that was my first on. And then when I got my second and third, I tested with some of my other friends and we got a sword and then we got a pair of fighting sticks called Kali sticks or Eskrima sticks. So it's kind of like something that commemorates each step in your journey. And something that it's also like unique to my mom and I, which is kind of cool.
A dan signifies the degree or level of black belt you are, and to get to certain levels, it takes a lot of time and knowledge over Taekwondo. You must also know the culture and history of the sport when you test for each dan. You show that you know the different values of the sport. There is also a certain amount of time you must wait in between getting each dan.
Yeah, so up from first to third, you are considered Mr., Miss, or whatever. And then once you get to your fourth, you're a master. And then once you get to your eighth, you're a grandmaster.
Zoe has found a love for Taekwondo in a similar way as her mom, through teaching.
I realized I really loved the teaching aspect of it. And I was kind of feeling burnt out in my Taekwondo journey. Like I was tired of competing and I was kind of like, just didn't want to go so much anymore. But then the teaching is kind of what pulled me back into it and made me stay.
Zoe has been teaching Taekwondo for about 7 years now.
I was like, I really loved impacting the lives of the kids. I loved how like you see them grow, not only like they get better at, kicking and punching, but also that they become so sweet and respectful and more confident in themselves. They learn how to speak up more. And so that really I think pulled my heartstrings a little bit and then kept me in it. So
For Zoe, there is a big competition aspect when participating in Taekwondo.
I've competed in 4 nationals and 2 or 3 international tournaments as well.
Through competing in tournaments like these, this led Zoe to become nationally ranked.
It's so crazy to me. When I was a junior, so there are different age brackets. So junior is about 15 to 17, and then 17 upwards or to about 32 or 35 is the senior division. So when I was a junior, I was top 5 in the nation, which is kind of crazy. I was number 5. So that was a long time ago.
With being nationally ranked, Zoe had a lot of opportunity to travel abroad.
Went and trained internationally this summer before my sophomore year. I went and trained in Korea for 2.5 weeks. And then we were never required to really compete as kids. But then when you got up towards getting your red belt or your black belt, then you needed to do some kind of competition. So that could be Humse, which is traditional forms. So like you memorize a pattern and perform that for a set of judges. Or you could do sparring, you could break boards at a competition, you could demonstrate your use of weapons at a competition. So that's how it started.